All right, Warrior Junior here. Okay, so what I try to do is, anytime, I experiences something worth mentioning when I think of something, I just try to get on here. I try to relate whatever it is to the people like that's going to try to help them out. So, and then what I do is I like write stuff down too. Ideally it'd be good just to record it like when stuff's in your mind, but sometimes you just can't. My phone it doesn't work with everything, so I want to relate basically what I had some lamb is pretty good. It's like warrior food. It's good to eat. Like sometimes nutrients dense meats. Like it's important. Um, to get different types of stuff. They say eat clean, but what I do is pad the lamb. I deep pan fry it. So what I'll do is get the oil and that grease out of there, and I had some of this like green giant vegetables. So not really. It was okay. That's all right. But just challenge yourself to try to eat clean. Let me get a napkin real fast. I'll be right back. What's wrong with your nose, man? What's wrong with you? I don't know. So it's okay. All right. Well, anyway, so I'm back to the thing. All right. So what happens? I was thinking about what's the title of this? It's the Smart Warriors. Smart Warrior. It's a lot of these people like they think about this. I see there's people out there. They're like brutes. I mean, they're very strong. They know how to fight. But a lot of these guys are just stupid. Like in life. It's like they're not intellectual thinkers. I mean, they're not like bruisers. Fucking. You're gonna kill you. Boom, boom. Like I'm not there to, educate my mind. What I'm there to do is like their warrior mentality is so narrow-minded. Like I made a good point when I was talking. I think they showed like in Roman times, Greek the orators, what they would do is they would pace back and forth. Like the educators and talk stuff. Was it the Pythagoras? Pythagorean theorem. These guys, like these kids, they would get educated, like with knowledge, and then they would how to like fight and defend themselves. You're called that's called like a smart warrior. But not just education, like school education, but like life education too. Like saying, hey, like think about this. Most people get mad. Stupid call stupid people. It's not meant to. It's not like people trying to get a rise out of you. Like anybody that says what are you looking at? That's a stupid comment to make. So if a stupid person, if somebody says it, I'm sorry, you're stupid because you're something that's like trying to create an altercation. So sorry. The whole key is to grow as a person and not try to go around trying to belittle people. I know, like people would say, well, hey, if I put these people down, if I push them down, then I go up. No, 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 no. It's ideology in people's mind that if I belittle you, if I give you a put down, you're nothing. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. You might think it makes you better. You have a fragile ego. I'm saying I have a solid, but it's what it is. But if you're getting offended, this God rest his soul. He said, all right, whatever. Like you couldn't break his frame. It's too strong. You couldn't get a rise out of him. Like you couldn't get a anger or happy, whatever. He just called. I'm just telling you what I think as far as like the. But again, he's not very like assertive. Watch, and when I'm in line, how he deals with other people. And I prefer not to go to him because he can be very like tough, but it's just kind of like I don't know. I don't, it's too because you remember one time he asked me, and I'm in line, I was doing something, I was trying to put my grocery, and he goes, "Are you okay?" He goes to me, and when someone says that, that's what I call a it's a instigating. inquiry. It's not, he's not a psychologist. So, when somebody says, though, in that tone, it wasn't like, are you okay? That kind of thing. Like, what are you implying? And so if I say that, then all of a sudden, then I'm like, it's like, I start getting angry, defensive about it. So why don't you just say I'm fine? Because you know what, I don't feel his question deserves an answer. It's an irrelevant question. It's he's in, it's implied when it's said that you're saying like I'm not okay. It's just an odd, if you go up to somebody, getting something, and they say, hey man, are you okay? Like, you're angry or something about something because you're not acting normally. And so, well, what's normal? Well, the normal is what everybody else is, and you're not. Well, let me tell you, so what happens now? This guy, like I described, I told you, he's pretty jacked. He does tattoos. Tough guy. What? I don't know what he is. I don't care what he is. It doesn't matter. He's there. I paid for my groceries and I leave. He's not. I don't need to know. Now, there's one guy, kind of relate with him with Star Wars. So like I said something cool, like but this guy, like so what happens is I put my basket up, and it goes on the conveyor thing, and then the guy, well, I put my basket up there, and I say I don't care, he's usually trying to get in a hurry. He doesn't care, leave the basket or whatever. He goes, take your food, take your groceries out of the basket, and put your basket down there and everything. And I was like, you know, okay, fine, it's not a big deal. So I do that, and I look, and he's gone. He's like gone, and I'm sitting there going, Mike, I know this guy is trying to domineering with me. I know he's trying to push. But I don't care. Like he's not going to get a rise out of me. Okay, so but he keeps going. So he scans it through, scans the groceries, and I forget what he said. Like I try to put my card in, and then he goes like, first he asked me like before, after when I come up to the grocery thing, before I put my stuff, he goes, how you doing? So, I just kind of like go like, okay. And I don't want to, I just, thanks, whatever, and after he scanned everything and he came back the second time, like, because what happened was first he told me to take the stuff out. I know I'm mixing up the whole story. My point is he asked me twice. After he came back to like, to scan up the groceries. He goes, "How you doing?" And then I said, "You already asked me that." So like, and then he said, "Are you okay?" And I was gonna say, well, I tried to figure out. I said, "Are you?" Like that's what I said. I said, "Are you? Are you?" Like so because I see he's starting with me. And the reason that he's starting with me is because he couldn't place me. He couldn't place me. He's now then. So what happened? I told him. I said, I will bag the groceries myself. I didn't point my finger. I said, I'll bag the groceries myself. So I go, and then there's this idiot, this old guy that works there. And he's, I call him that because, and I'll tell you why I call him an idiot. It's justified. It's justified. So we'll call him the idiot for now. So the idiot comes to bag my groceries, and then the checker goes, he'll do it himself. He'll do it himself. I broke his frame. I broke his frame. He showed his true. He showed. He's a fucking cream puff. He's nothing. Like he's all tough with these tattoos, and everything. And then like you showed his true colors. He showed his true colors. He's a nothing. He thinks he's all tough. He's all show. He's a nothing. And so I go to him. I go, calm down, calm down. It's okay. Like it's like it's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. Now the guy, the idiot, that he knows that I like to bag my own groceries, so he leaves. I throw my stuff in there, and then as I leave, he was right there, and I even said, "I go, have a good night," like in a good way, in a good way. This guy, I guarantee you, in his brain, whatever's going on, he's like, huh? What the fuck was that in his brain? He's like, he doesn't know how to interpret it. Do you know why? Because there's very few of those assertive people left, like me, that I become. He's used to domineering or submissive. That's it. He doesn't know. He doesn't. He's. I mean, I probably hasn't. I don't know when the last time the guy's seen that. So he couldn't place me. He couldn't place me, and that's why he freaked out. He couldn't. He couldn't. You know. It's an amazing thing. Like I hope he actually thinks, like, he goes home and he thinks about this and he goes, what was I doing? Why was it so, like, but some people, like, you just can't, it's not my job to teach. Now, you see, I didn't get mad at the guy. Even when he threw that comment at me, you okay? And I said, are you? Like, it's not mad. It's a back to you, kind of thing. You throw it at me. It's like, what was that in Big Trouble in Little China? The showdown between Lopan and Jack Burton. Kurt Russell and David Chu, who I met one time, the actor, great guy. Everybody knows him from Seinfeld, Table for Five, Seinfeld. Remember that he was that, but he was Big Trouble in Little China. David Lopan played, and it comes down at the very end, the scene, and he's got the knife, and the David Lopan, it's the emperor or whatever he is, the Chinese. He's all dressed up like this, and there's a Kim Cattrall or whatever behind him, and he throws. He gets his chance, and he throws the knife at the emperor, and he misses. It goes off the gong and goes bong, and the emperor goes, or whatever. The David Lopan goes and picks it up, and he looks at the knife, and he goes, "It's a nice knife." He goes, "Goodbye, Mr. Burton," and he throws the knife, like, and you think he's gone, but what happens is Jack Burton, he grabs it, as it's coming toward him. He grabs it and he fucking throws it and he nails him in the fucking forehead. David Lopan, he fucking dies. It is a great, like, he won. He beat him. But my point was that, like, this guy, the supermarket guy, what he tried to do was throw the fucking knife at me, like the comment, "Are you okay?" Then I fucking caught it and threw it right back at him. Like, that's what's going to happen. Proverbially, the comment is the knife. Like, the fucking, you gonna throw something at me like that? You're gonna throw something at me, I'm gonna throw it right back at you. But I'm gonna throw it back more creatively because I'm smarter than you. I'm smarter than you because I'm more educated than you. Like, that's it. And I'm sorry to say, but that's the reality of life. Like, I spent countless hours. So, like, I'm sorry. It's like levels of homo superiority. That's how it works. Like, it's not who has the most money is the smartest. Like, it's a combination of experience, learning, and being able to, like, deflect inferiority, and people that are, they can talk, but they're so stupid. Like, you don't lower yourself to stupidity. You don't lower yourself. What you do is you remove stupidity. You remove it, and you throw out the trash. Like, what happens? When you throw garbage away, right, and it piles up, and you got a pile of trash. It's got to go to the garbage. So what do? You take out the trash. You take it out and you throw it away, and that's what you do to these people. You throw them away. You don't keep the garbage. You don't, like, lower. No, it's garbage. Why would you? You don't need it anymore. It's pointless. It's trash. So don't, and then trash stinks. So, like, you get rid of it after a while, and that's what these people are. Like, the people that engage you like this, you okay? You garbage. You could say it without even saying that in his face, because he knows, it's like, he's not garbage. But his comment is implied garbage. Now, the idiot, let's get to the idiot now. Why do I call him that? It's not because he's bagging groceries and 60 years old, which implies that he didn't do anything with his life to put himself in a position at 60 or 70, whatever he is. Like, that's doesn't make him an idiot. That means that he didn't prepare for life accordingly, which is partial stupidity. But there's a difference. It's still just it's lower social status. So what you're going to hear, the story with him, there's a justified reason why that I call that guy an idiot. Okay, the bagging guy. Okay, so about a year ago, remember, all my stories relate to each other. Everything relates to each other. So I go to the market, same market, and that guy is still there. A couple of years before. This is about, I don't know, 2 years ago. Let's just say. So, there's the checker guy's cool. It's one guy that I like, Guillermo, and he's a nice guy. And I at the time, like, I guess I didn't mind somebody bagging my groceries. Before COVID or something. I don't know. I just didn't care. So now there's the woman right next to me. It's a woman that I talked about that I saw at my gym. So like 50 years old or something, like really good body. I mean, it's like she works out a lot. It's like just she dresses just like like black sports bra and thing, and it's like nice. It's like wow, that's the one I told you that I tried to hit on at the gym, and it's with the guy, but the guy didn't. He was so well in his frame, like I mean, I was like wow, like close to that zero, like that his attitude of like you ain't gonna get her from me, buddy. Go ahead and try. Like he was, like kind of trying to help me, even like as well. Hey, I met her here. Like he's an ideal person. Like of that attitude of like, hey, I feel for you. I met her. Yeah, I met her at this and that. Like I'm trying to help you without antagonizing you or belittling you. Hey, get your own. That's not help. Or like, hey man, have I, this guy, no, this guy was at the gym. So now she was by herself, and it was around midnight or something. So she's right next to me in line, and so what happens is I tried. I don't know, like back then, a couple of years ago, I kept saying, well, keep trying, keep trying. I don't know. She's married. I don't know. Look. There's women that goes with multiple guys. You don't know till you try. The problem is in your fucking mind, you're thinking that you're thinking. Yeah, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? You're not thinking anything because you don't know what she's thinking. You think you know what she's thinking. Well, if she's by more than likely, if she's by herself, more than likely, fucking fuck you and fuck your ass. Okay, I'm sorry. Like that's the problem. Can't you take a hint? No, I can't. Okay, can't you take a hint? Fucking idiots, like some of these people, like the guy that, I mean, my friends, some of these guys, I mean, they mean well, but they don't understand, and they don't need to listen to this because it does not apply to them. Can't you take a hint? I'm sorry, I'm not a clairvoyant, a psychic, or a mind reader, okay? Like that woman at the bar that kissed me and gives me her number. Can't you take a hint? She doesn't want you because she didn't call you or something? No, I'm sorry. I can't take a hint, you know? And if anybody says that to you, you can fucking do the same thing. Tell them you're not a clairvoyant, psychic, or fucking mind reader. Are you? Yeah, believe me, I can break somebody's fucking frame so easily. It just doesn't do anything for me. I don't get off by putting people down or bullying anybody. It doesn't do anything for me. Woman's next to me and is paying whatever, and I said, it's trying to hit on you, whatever, and then she goes. I'm trying to pay for things because I want to try to hit on her, like again, while she's outside. I was hoping the bagging guy, the 60-year-old who I called the idiot, he looks at me as I'm paying and he goes, "You ain't good luck, man. You ain't getting." And I think that's exactly what he said. He said something. He didn't just say good luck. He goes, "You ain't getting that." He said, "You ain't getting." And that's when I fucking, that's why I call him a fucking idiot, because he's right in the fact that I didn't get her. Yeah, he's right about that. But I said, you know what? The way you think is absolutely irrelevant to me. Like I made sure, and I made sure I told it to so he could hear me clearly. The way you think means absolutely nothing to me. And I could have like really rubbed it in and kept on him and try to like really verbally bury him in the ground, but that's all I needed to say. And to this day, he doesn't talk to me in there. He knows I don't think like you. It says your connection is unstable while I'm trying to reconnect, but hopefully it's okay. Um, See this guy on a fucking bike going down this residential street, a couple blocks from me where I live, and I'm walking down, and this this guy, no black guy on a bicycle. There's no, but some of the streets are kind of dark and there's no lit. He's flying down the residential street. Now there's the streets that go, the cars can go. This black guy with no light on his bike, no reflector on his bike, and no helmet. And he's like flying down there. I used to yell, "Where's your light? Get a helmet!" I used to like, try to. You can't teach stupid, okay? Sorry, you can't. That's all I have to say about that. On to the next. So I'm walking home with the groceries, and I see two chicks. Now there's like this strip mall on this corner, and it's whatever, La Cienega and Santa Monica. They're in the middle area where the strip mall is. There's these two this parking enforcement or security ambassadors, whatever, the West Hollywood. They go around on bicycles. I didn't. They look for businesses. They watch. I don't. They don't really do anything. If they see trouble, they call the cops. But they're around. Just for people's safety and protection, whatever. I don't. I've seen them around. I get kind of agitated when they use the bike lane. Because not when they don't use the bike lane. I'm sorry, because the sidewalk, the sign says specifically no bikes on the sidewalk, and they're on there. And I remember I gauged the guy one time. I said, "Dude, can't you read the sign?" He goes, "Oh, it doesn't apply to us." And I go, "Yes, it does. You're not a police officer. You're a security ambassador, and it does apply to you. So you have no, unless you're answering a call, and I don't think you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to endanger pedestrians. So again, I'm not making up the laws. I'm pointing to the law, just like I pointed to that sign underneath the gym door. It says the doors are to remain open during business hours. And these guys try to they try to use word trickery and stuff. And I'm not falling for it. I'm not there. You're wrong. And I really try to avoid, again, these are stupid people. These are the morons. And there's plenty of them out there. You can't teach stupid. And if you're wasting your energy on them, then you're wasting your own time. Remember, the goal for me is to go after and get the women that I want. So that's what I saw. So I saw one. It wasn't, like, I mean, again, even last night I really didn't try, because my standards are so high, right? So there was one, and she kind of, it was kind of close. It was kind of like, it was not bad. I said, why not? And so, because I felt like, all right, I'm challenging myself, because those security guys, they're positioned right there on the corner. Those two girls were kind of in the area of the middle of the strip mall. Now there's a little walkway that goes through. Now, if I would have walked through that walkway instead of going all the way around, then the only way to talk to those women was to go through that walkway. And I know exactly what they were thinking, and I know what those security guys were thinking. They're thinking, "Oh, this guy, like he's getting close to them. He's getting close to them. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do?" And I said to myself, "You know what? Guess what? I'm going through there. Yes, I'm gonna try. Yes, I'm not breaking the law. Yes, it's not illegal to talk to women. Yes." So then that's exactly what I did. Now, it didn't stop. Again, I'm not perfect. I'm getting better, just like Luke. He needed the training. By Yoda, he needed to fucking get better. I'm not. I never professed that I know everything of everything. What I'm doing is trying to crack that shell of the shyness, of the social conditioning. I'm trying to crack the fucking whatever they're saying that no, 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 you can't. Yes, 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 I can. Yes, 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 I will. Yes, 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 I'm going to. Even with most people, they're going to see the security. And what are they thinking? They think I'm going to, no, no, don't. Yes, 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 I'm going to try. So, like, what happened was, and so she had a very nice dress on. Now, trying to go somewhere, they're on the phone, whatever. And so, like, when I was as close as I could get to the one I liked, I was like, wow, I really like your dress. And then, like they just started moving away. Like, even they were already moving by the time I got there. And then she did turn around. She's like, but he was like this type of, some force is pulling them away. Like they have to go. I had to get, they don't understand that force that I'm talking about. It's this type of preconceived way of thinking that, I'm so busy. I'm protecting myself. I'm protecting myself by getting away from a guy that's trying to approach me. I have to get somewhere. I'm busy. And look, I'm kind of guilty of that too. Not running away, but I've noticed like this type of, walking away as you're looking, like you're allowing this mystical force to pull you away, mentally self sabotage you because society says that if you stop and you try, then there's something wrong with you. Like you're weird, you're creepy, you know, stranger danger, stranger danger. Okay, it's great things, you know. Like there's not plenty of people in society. Stranger danger. What are all the people in the market? You know, can you imagine stranger danger? You know, like if every time you walk by somebody in the market, it's like stranger danger. Anytime you walk to anybody and wherever you go, stranger danger. You know, can you imagine the nonsense and the ridiculousness? You know, like you allow this to if it gets out of like you know you're on the sidewalk. It's they, you know, you don't know you. You don't know you. You don't know you. Nobody knows anybody. What do you say? You only talk to the people that you know, and you don't. You know, it's. I'm not saying go and talk to everybody, but I'm saying it. Well, it depends. If you're painfully shy or paralyzing shy, I say yeah, go and talk to everybody because you have to crack the fucking the shell of paralyzing fear. You have to. If you don't, you remain. I talked, you know, the title of this, I also said about Star Trek references. And I thought about it. Now, let's think about this. Star Trek 2, the Wrath of Khan. You know, Kirk's in on the Enterprise. The Reliant, the scene where the Reliant, the Khan hijacks the Reliant. And the Reliant's coming in. Do 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 do. The Reliance, the ship, like it's evil, and Khan, you know, he's like cool also, and Joachim, you know, it looked like you know this Kevin Sorbo. I thought it was him, you know, like a young Hercules, but it's no, the henchman, Joachim. You refer to him like that, but you know, it's whoever he is. You know, I don't know. It's kind of a funny, you know, the Khan's, you know, like number one. He's kind of like the smart guy or doing the thing. Khan. So the Khan's sitting in a captain's chair, you know, and he's like, you know, Kirk, my old friend. You ever hear the Klingon proverb that it's very cold in space? Dun-dun-dun, the intensity, you know, dun, and then Kirk's in the thing, and the ship is coming, you know, like, and Kirk's like, you know, just so calm and cool and collected. He's the captain, and he goes, he's thinking, and Spock is telling him, he goes, you know, you know, they're say their frequency thing is broken. I'm sorry, I wish I could remember because it's a scientific, you know, terms, and he goes, you know, their coil emissions are, you know, I'm reading, and Kirk's like, this is damn peculiar. Like he feels there's something wrong, you know, like it's a thing. It relates to, believe me, I'm going in the right direction with all this. And he's like, this is damn peculiar. Yellow alert. It's yellow alert. So the thing is, the yellow alert immediately. The shields, the inner core. If you notice, you'll watch the movie, you'll see the shield protects the yellow alert automatically. There's an inner the shield protects the bridge. Okay, it's not full to shields, but it does the yellow alert. Like we're unaware. We're on like we're on. You don't know what's happening, so we got to be in yellow alert. And that's exactly when you go out. When you go out, whenever you go outside, you should be on yellow alert. Okay, especially if you're trying to do pickup, you should always be yellow alert. Always, you know, like inner shield protected just in case. Because it's like the Reliant, you don't know the Reliant, like, you know, who knows? Who knows? It could be hijacked by a fucking crazy madman or Khan Noonien Singh, whatever. You know, he's the smart guy. You know, so the fucking the Reliant's coming. You know, and they're you know the Enterprise is coming. It's coming right to them. And you know, like Kirk gets more information. He goes, Spock, you know, you read they're saying. He goes, they say their coil emissions are overloading their means to communicate or something like that. And it's Chekhov, you know, whatever. Like he's whatever Spock, you know, is you know their coil emissions read normal. Coil emissions read normal, you know, and Kirk's like, oh shit, you know, like you know, and then so the distance is closing, you know, like and the Joachim goes to Khan, he goes, they still haven't raised their shields, right? And then Khan goes, raise ours, like, and then Spock goes, the raising shields, like, and then Khan goes, lock phasers on target, and during the lock phasers on target, fire, the entire, whoa, the fucking guys engineering go, whoa, it automatically goes to red alert, like after the fucking fire on you, you see condition red, the fucking red alert, the whole, fucking the fire's going, the bridge, Kirk's trying to like maintain composure here, like fucking, the thing, it's going by, so like it gets its pass. So what happens then? Who the hell? He's like, who the hell are they? Like he knows, can't get through, and so like the can't fire back. Enterprise. It's not it's a Federation starship, but it's not like a battle vessel. It's not like a fucking war vessel. It's like it's an exploring ship. They have weapons on it, but it's not meant to take into combat. It's not a real battleship, but it can protect itself. And neither is the Reliant. But my point is that if somebody fucking, like you got your shields down, and somebody fucking, like you're standing there and you don't even have, not even on yellow alert. If you're not in yellow alert in life, and you got your shields down, and somebody comes up to you and fucking just nails you like this, guess what? You're gonna blow up your Enterprise is going down. That's why he said yellow alert's really important. You have to understand the point of that. That yellow alert, what it does, it gets you like the mindset of like, the protecting just like a light thing. Like you're not full red alert. Battle's in battle ready, but yellow alert gets you ready for that just in case. So I like it. And I'm not the one that created this. I know there's levels that people like. They have different alert levels for people. Okay. So anyway, it's a red alert, and then the drama unfolds. He says like, who the hell is he? He says, well, the Uhura Communications. He's like, well, the Reliant commander wishes to talk truce of our surrender, and Kirk's like, put him on, and then like you hear like some people, I think it was, I don't know, like, but Captain, put him on while we still have time. And he knows he's the captain, like he says, we gotta, I gotta try to get through this, or we're gonna die. He's gonna blow up the ship. Like there's no way out. He wins. So you think, So what happens? Even though like so. There's always the way out. There's, believe me, and this is my point. It will go and it will lead. I'll explain to you what the ways out are. So, so the screen comes on and there he is, and Kirk's like in shock. He goes, God, you still remember, my friend. Of course he's not. He says, I can't help but be touched. And I sure as hell remember you. And when he's like calm is like calm. You can imagine how long he waited to get that chance. Like they put him on that City Alpha 5. The whole thing exploded, and this is City Alpha 5. City Alpha 6 exploded 6 months after we were left here, and the shock shifted and left the whole place wasted. So he's a survivor. Okay, like he's a warrior, like a real fucking. He's not. Okay, so what happens? But he said that earlier. So what happens is he goes, I can't help but be touched. But when I have my chance and I swing around, my plan is to deprive you of your life. Like he really just gets to the point. Kirk's like, well, the ship you want, like if you want me, you want to have myself beam aboard, spare my crew at least, and he goes, and so, Khan wants him. He doesn't care about everybody else, like you find out what you find out what somebody wants first, like see what he's doing. He's negotiating. He's in no position, like, he knows there's nothing he can do, but he knows that what I can do is buy some time through creative tactics and thinking to see what this guy wants. Okay, he's trying to figure him out, but Khan is extremely intelligent as well. So, but not fully. As remember in the end with it shows him two-dimensional thinking. He's missing something, and Kirk knows that, exploits that at the end. But that's nor here nor there. What my point is, that's why Kirk wins in the end. But it doesn't matter. The point during that, the initial altercation, the meeting in Star Trek Two, is that he goes, I'll agree to your terms if you hand over all materials and information concerning the project Genesis. Genesis, what's that? Don't insult my intelligence, Kirk. Because it plays the stupid. He goes, well, give me some time to pull up on our computers and database. And he goes, I give you 60 seconds. And then you see like Joachim, the whatever the guy, discussing something. And Kirk puts on his glasses and he's like, clear the bridge. Everybody get out of here. That's unnecessary, And like Spock comes over and it's like, he's like, well, at least we know he does not have Genesis. And he says, well, just keep nodding like I'm giving orders, because you don't want him to read anything about you. And it was Savick pull up the Reliance prefix code. She doesn't vote, but she doesn't get it. She doesn't know it. She goes, prefix code. He's hurry, and Khan's counting down. He's like 45 seconds, Admiral. And he's trying to read, and you hear the music. It's like showing a little bit of hope here. It's like, and Khan is like right on, and he goes, Admiral, he's talking to me, and he turns around and he's like, look, give us some time. The bridge, the ship's, an operative. The bridge is smashed. The computers aren't operative. Khan goes, time is a luxury you don't have, Admiral. The time, going. I got you. And he's like, coming in and like he's goes to Spock. He goes, the prefix code. That's all we got. He knows. That's the only thing possibly. So he pulled up the numbers and the Reliance prefix command is 16497. I forgot it exactly, but I know it starts with a 1. So then he's like, what we're trying, and then they explain to you like he's trying, as time's going down. He says to lower. Kirk goes to force Reliant to lower its shields. And it's like, it's like you couldn't do any better. That's the fucking plan. Like, does he only think? Imagine, he's not going anywhere. He's not going to give you fucking nothing. He's going to kill you. Like, you don't understand. You're dealing with a fucking. He's a smart warrior. Okay, you don't get it. Like the Kirk. It's and it goes in the other movies. So, it's like, and the time's up. And Khan goes, time's up. Like he's excited. He knows. Like it's like he's gonna get the payoff. You can't. How are you gonna stop him? He's sitting there. He goes, here. This is the moment I've been waiting for. I've been marooned on this fucking thing. I hijack a Federation, science vessel, and I here I got Kirk. His ship can't fire at me, and I'm gonna get. I need the Genesis thing. Is like it's an incredible weapon. That could be used, like it's the doomsday device, whatever. That was Star Trek 3. But that he needed a reason also. So here I'm gonna get the Genesis information. I'm gonna get Kirk. This guy, he's getting excited. He's getting excited. His mind. He goes, time's up, and he goes, and Kirk goes, he's calm, And I heard this by Nicholas Meyer. I was with the producer. He said in the reason that you need to see the director in the script. It's, and then what Kirk says. He goes, here it comes. He says it calmly. But if you didn't have the director to tell you, and he just had to do it on his own, he wasn't part. He could have did it sarcastically. Here it comes. There was this thing where he talks about that. But the director said, no, I want Kirk to be cool and to say it like calmly, like here it comes. Like that. And then they punch in the previous go. They're beep, beep, boop, beep, beep. You see like the shields going down from the Reliant, and Joachim, the henchman, and he looks at Khan. He goes, "Sir, our shields are dropping," and Khan is like turning, and he goes, "Raise them," and Joachim is trying, and I can't. And Khan's looking, goes, "Where's the override? The override!" And Kirk goes, "Fire!" Calmly, boom, like fire, boom, I'm sorry, it was. It's the greatest, like the fucking nails and like the fire. It goes on the bridge and everything. The Khan is going flying. He didn't know it hit him. He didn't know what was coming. He didn't know what was coming. It's great. It's great. The music, the fucking the Reliance going. This is the fucking kick. This fucking. You're gonna think you're gonna show fucking Kirk. You think you're gonna fucking show a smart warrior? You fucking idiot. You moron. You know you got a real fucking like smack in the face. For fucking thinking you're gonna show him something. Some of these people. That's what it is. That's kind of like when you go, the people, they're going to try to test you. Like they come after you. You don't have to tell them. You don't tell them you're a warrior. You don't brag about that. You keep it silent like that. And then you fucking, they when they come at you, that's when you fire, like they didn't see it coming. They didn't see it coming. There were the guys, those idiots on the Reliant. They thought they're going to take Kirk out. He's too good for you. He's too smart. And then what happened in Star Trek 3? He had to, they brought the fucking, let me finish about 2. Let me finish my point. Now, even Joachim tried to reason with Khan. He goes, fire, fire. Khan got mad. Fire. We can't fire, sir. Why can't you? Because they damaged the photon control and the warp drive. We must withdraw. No, yes, we must. No, we must. The music going to the Reliance going away. Wait. She'll wait. You're not going anywhere. He tried to reason with him to calm him down because he was so angry. He was so like you can't believe he was taken for a fool. He was outsmarted and beaten, like a bitch slapped, like that by a guy, like it's he couldn't believe it, and that's what's going to happen when these guys try to challenge me. That they try to get in my frame. They're gonna, they're gonna go this. They're gonna go ape shit. They're fucking because they're not ready. They don't understand. You're challenging. You're going to be challenging a smart warrior. Okay, you don't understand. Most people are not both. There are. I mean, I would say like Joe Rogan is probably a very good example. Very good example of a smart warrior. I mean, the guy can fight and he's really intelligent. So he's reasonable. Like knows how to. So he's relatively famous. So there's plenty of people that. But I mean. And you can't crack his frame. Like I could tell, like he's just very. His interviews, some people try to throw lowball stuff, and you can kind of tell he's like just holding back. I'm not gonna let you get me. He's a very good example of a very smart frame. Like as far as a smart warrior, he'll fucking kill you if you fight him. Like I've seen his martial arts competition. My friend said he saw him in a Hollywood gym. He heard this loud boom, like this bag. Somebody's killing this heavy bag. He's kicking it like it's a fucking. And I was like, who the fuck is that? And it was Joe Rogan. It's like, dude, if that's your body, my God help you. You're whoever gets the receiving end of that is not going to be having a good day. They're it's so this piece. I'm not the only one that's trying to become like the smart warrior, but I'm working on it constantly. I'm training for that constantly. So that's Star Trek 2, the relationship between that. And if you notice, like in Star Trek 3, a similar event happens when the Enterprise, goes up against the bird of prey, the Klingon bird of prey, which we all know, in 3, well, it has to come out of cloaked, it can't be cloaked in fire until, of course, we know what happens in Star Trek 6, but that's irrelevant. That's not the important point of it. Important point of it is this guy, like they all know, like this great Federation captain. He's he's very smart, and this Christopher Lloyd played Commander Cruge. The whole thing, the standoff where, the trying to remember what happened. I don't know. Maybe I'll come back to it. It'll come to me. It's trying to remember. I see. I write stuff down sometimes, to think. Okay, yeah, I did mention that's what I want to talk about. Hold on. I'm usually not stuck my thing. Okay, sorry. I usually just keep going. I don't usually stump on things, but I was trying to remember. But in Star Trek 3, again, when I remember the showdown, and they had no way out, and the Kirk goes, no tricks, Kirk. You know, like they're Klingons, they're gonna board the Enterprise, they're gonna take it, and Kirk's like, dude, you're not over my dead body. You're taking this fucking ship. I'm gonna blow it up over the Genesis planet, whatever. Search for Spock. You know, he sacrificed everything. You know, there's so many scenes in that. If you think about that, in Search for Spock, remember when he's the tried to reason with before he stole the Enterprise. He told the guy, I don't know who it was, you know, the higher command or the guy that like worked with the Federation, the Starfleet Federation. You know, the forget the guy's name, the black guy. You know, like he tells him, you know, I thought he's Federation security, but I don't. You know, it's weird because I thought he was an admiral also, because he's the guy basically that, you know, remember in the bar, you know, he caught McCoy and he goes, Federation security, like pulls out the thing, you know, but then he's on the bridge of the Enterprise when he goes, the ship is 20 years old, Jim, you know, needs this, we feel her day has been done, you know. So I think the guy is, you know, I don't know, both or something, a powerful, you know, a person in Starfleet. So they said, and there'll be no talk of this Genesis going there. And so he tried at the bar. He tried to reason with him. He goes, "I need it, you know, ship. I can, you know, like he knows he needs to get to the Genesis planet. There's something Spock's father, the Sarek, told him. He says, you will do what it takes. You will find a way. Now think about that. He said, you will find a way. The saying, you see, they built a law. It says you can't do this. You can't go there. It's a forgotten subject and a forbidden topic and a forgotten subject. And he went against it. And so the first thing he did, you know, like, and he told that guy to his face, he said, I'll hire a ship. I'm going, you know, like, he says, you know, you're talking ridiculous. And then he realized, he said, wait a second, I don't want to give this guy too much info. Like, you know, he realized, and he kind of jokes, you know what, perhaps you're right. You know, like he just realized that this is not the right person that's going to reason with me. He's not the right person who's going to understand. Kind of like my friends, their logic is this way, is like just one way. They're not understanding the grand scheme of things. They're just too narrow-minded when it comes to. In a way, it's good to be narrow-minded because, like a horse, think about this. Horse has blinders on, so it can't see anything except like it needs to get to the goal line. It needs to get to the finish line first. Okay, that's how it wins a race. It doesn't need to look around. It doesn't need to see anything. It needs to be narrow-minded and focused from A to B to win. That's it. That's how. Now a lot of people think that way. Now, in a horse race, I guess, you know, I understand it doesn't matter. But in life, I'm gonna counter the philosophy of narrow-mindedness because I feel because the world, everything changes. That being that narrow-mindedness limits your beliefs, limits your thinking system. You know, the way that you interpret data. So anyway, that guy, that whoever it was, the you know, the guy at Starfleet, whoever, I forget what his name was, you know, he didn't get it. You know, like he was just sticking with it, and he wouldn't understand what Spock's, you know, the whole thing that's I almost said Savick because she's, you know, Vulcan too, but Sarek, you know, this was father. He said, you know, the internal soul, it lives, it's still there, it's in McCoy. But you need to go to that planet. You know, he's there, like, and yeah. And he says, I'll do it. You know, he said, if it's the last thing I do, I forgot the line exactly, but he says, you know, he told him, he said, I will do it. I swear to you. You know, like he's my brother. Like it's more important to me than anything. And so what happens is they steal the Enterprise and they get out of space dock, and then the Excelsior comes and takes chase. And the captain of the Excelsior, I'll never forget the line. It's a very profound line. He says, you know, getting ready, the Enterprise got warp drive, and the captain goes, he tries to get away with warp drive. He's in for quite a shock, you know, because you're thinking the Excelsior, it's got transwarp drive. It's a better ship. What's it gonna do? It's probably gonna outpass it. It's gonna fucking blow it up. It send a tractor beam, whatever. It's you're outclassed. It's like a brand new Ferrari against the fucking old, you know, like a car that used to be something, but it's nothing. It's like a Trans Am or something. It has no chance. You have no chance, or so you think. So what happens is, you know, Scotty and his genius, but what the captain of the Excelsior, he patched me in, and he says, Kirk, If you do this, you will never sit in the captain's chair again. And Kirk didn't even hesitate or think twice. The second the guy finished his sentence, he goes, Kirk goes, warp speed, and it's gone. The music, like, and you're just like, yeah, and then the guy's like, yeah, all right. And he goes, Excelsior, prepare the warp speed, repair trans warp drive. Like we're gonna, and then the thing is, you hear like, like an old, like fucking '68 garbage car, whatever. Like they're falling apart. Like it comes to a dead stop, and then you hear the computer going, and the transwarp drive will engage in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like, like good morning, Captain. It says on the thing, and that fucking Scotty, like they all did their job. Scotty's job is like an engineer. Like he badged on an engineer. He pulled out the fucking tokens. He showed them like he fucking sabotaged Excelsior. So you're around people that they're smart. They're smart people. Like that's what you have people like that. You got everybody helping each other out, and then all of a sudden, you're like, you're not gonna stop. I don't care what you think you have. I don't care what you think you have, because it's nothing. Like if you're gonna be, you could be people that are one step ahead of you, like in the chess game of life. Chess game. You think you got something, but these people that they're not brand new. They're not brand new, and they're made out to be. They're made out to be a fool. That Excelsior. Now again, in later movies, Excelsior came to rescue. Is great. Star Trek 6. It was beautiful. I remember. I related to that. It was really good. But the whole idea, yeah, because the everything they developed. The Klingon, the bird of prey. She can't fire when cloaked. Like it's but they were working on the technology, because they had to, like, they have the Klingon has their own. They're not idiots as well. They have their own army. It's like, hey, we have this ability, to cloak our bird of prey. So what we do is, we have the ship. And you can't, it can fly. What happens? See, remember, like in Star Trek 3, there's saying like there's an energy source. Like where is it? It's displaced, but they're looking and saying, we know it's there. We know that ship is there. We can't see it. It's cloaked. So it has to come out of cloaked. And remember the fire on the Enterprise, like the whole thing. So it's a great, whole thing. Kirk's like, he knows what he's doing. And it's like, look for Sulu, it's an energy displaced, there. He goes, yeah, I think I see it. See, it's like, it's not right. They know it's there. And these Klingon guys go, like, they can't see us. And he goes, 5,000 kilograms. The guy goes, I think it was John Larroquette. I think it was played as the voice, and Christopher Lloyd, it's right. Steady, steady. Yeah, the dog, that whatever that mongrel thing, and it's like, and he knows, like, he's waiting, and he's like trying to get to that right perfect distance, that close to where, like, we come out of the cloaking device, and they could fucking fire on him and nail him, like and kill him. But Kirk's like, he's one step ahead. He knows he's one step ahead of these guys, and he's like, and there's like 200 kilograms, and he goes, just prepare the fire on my command. And remember, they blew up that ship, that little thing, and he goes, he tells the Klingon commander, he tells them, he goes, this is understood, bigash. He's understood. It's the stuff. He says, the targeted engines only. I want prisoners. I don't want it understood, my lord. Like he tells him, and I like it. The ship's like in red. It's because it's in cloaked. Like so. And then the whole thing, they come out of cloaking. They come out, and you see it's like right there. And they were prepared. The Enterprise was prepared. They saw it. He said yes. And Sulu goes, Klingon bird of prey at Mark 7. Like, and he says, Kirk goes, a fire, these are prepared. The fires and nails him, it's like good. It's like the fucking the music, the fucking intense, man. I'm getting excited, like I'm, like fucking smart man, smart warrior. He's the fucking the dog, fucking Klingons, fucking the ships are fucked up, like watch that scene. I'm telling you, if you don't get excited, you're not alive. You're not a fan. You don't understand. So the ship, the fucking deflects them. He hits them. The torpedoes nail him twice. The fucking, and then he's the dog. The Mongol's dead. Like his buddy. He's like dead. He's fucking like. He's a captain, but he's mad. The music, the intensity, the Klingons, they're not finished. The ship starts to come around, and so Kirk knows they're coming. They're going to turn around. They didn't blow up the ship. They didn't have enough power. They only had a couple torpedoes. It did serious damage, but not enough to end the fight. And that's the problem. It's not like a street. In a street fight, two good shots is gonna. It could be enough. It's more than likely it is going to be enough. Because it's not, a person is not an inanimate object. It's like, it's not like fire. You got to blow up the fucking thing to end the, that's movies. But in real life, a person is an organic being. So if you nail somebody with a couple torpedo shots, it's more like, it's over. It's problem solved. Like maybe like in some other, you see in the movies or in professional fighting or something, these are professionals. They can take hits. 99 point some percent of people that are getting into altercations on the street, it's over. Like after a serious 2 shots. I mean, that's like that's I've taken more than that. It's a lot. Believe me, a solid, like really, especially if it's solid through, two is two for the price of one. It's a lot. Anyway, so the ship comes around, and Kirk goes, and then Scotty's like, what the hell? We don't have any power. You overloaded the circuits with everything. And he says, well, can you get any shield? No, like, oh shit, we're sitting, and the fucking Klingon guy that turns around, comes around full circle, and he just goes like, fire one, that's all we got with fire, and it fucking fires a torpedo, and the whole Enterprise, it's like it hits it with no shields and nothing, and it's like the worst thing you can do. Like it can't have any shield. It's like standing there going, I gotta take a shot, and this is not gonna be fun. And so that the Klingons gets their fucking shot in there, and it really fucks them up. And so both those ships they're standing, they're faced off, and it's like, it's mostly the it's worse off for Kirk and Enterprise because they can't do anything about it. But then the Klingon commander, the John Larroquette guy, should read my fire. He goes, wait, like I have to see. He says, why haven't they finished me? They outnumber me 10-1. Their guns out me 10-1. And then so Kirk, he doesn't give him time to really think about that. He doesn't give him time to get his thoughts together. They can't do anything. Like they're completely disabled. So he gets in with communication, and that's a gift. The power is to, and he goes, commander of the Enterprise, wishes to discuss, like a truce or something. I think he said truce. He didn't say surrender. Like he didn't give up so easily. Like he says, I'm gonna, and the Kirk comes on. You put him on. Like and he goes, this is Commander James T. Kirk of Starship Enterprise. Your act here is a threat of war. What do you, trying to make him seem like, what are you doing? Like this is you're not, we're not in the neutral zone or anything. You're attacking us. You're not supposed to. And he goes, I give you, I'll give you like, a minute to surrender. Like he tries to push it on him, and then he goes, don't lecture me about Starfleet violations, Kirk. It is, it's about treaty. He goes, don't lecture me about treaty and regulations. And then he goes, it is not I who will surrender. It is you. He was really good, Christopher Lloyd. I liked, he could do it. And he goes, so he calls his bluff. And so it's like, shit, Kirk goes, he knows it's, the hand's been called, and, he's got no hand, he can't do anything about it. So he basically agrees to he says, so I get surrender, it says, look, I'll surrender the vessel, you can have it. And it's like he goes because it had like the Genesis information on there or something. I think that was it also. So you have to send the boarding party. They got to beam them on the to the Enterprise. The whole thing, and it's got to send their crew. A lot of their key personnel. The board says, we'll transfer our flag there. We'll go there and transfer our flag there. And the other guy tries to, that's what we'll do. And we'll take the Genesis, the doomsday weapon. Remember, he goes, doomsday weapon out. We'll take Genesis right from them. So that was the whole thing. And so they go over there, and it was just great. Like their plan. They self-destruct the ship. You're my dead body. You're not taking the fucking ship. You're gonna die on here, and we're gonna go to the planet. It's this fucking warrior, smart warrior Kirk, doing this thing, and it's a computer, like this is the Chekhov, is this Pavel Chekhov, acting science officer. The code, it's a one A, 2B. Scotty goes in. He goes, computer. This is Commander Montgomery Scott. This is acting, engineer. This is code 1B 2C. I can't do the voice of what. And then Kirk. It's like I think McCoy. I didn't. He wasn't there already. I don't think. Or I don't think he had to do it. It was take 3 people, and then Kirk goes, computer. This is Captain James D. Kirk. This is a code 1A, 1B, 2C, destruct sequence 0, 0, 0, destruct. I forget what it was, but it was an after. You remember? He goes after, and then the voice is Major Barrett Roddenberry. He says, and then she does the voiceover, and it's a computer countdown, 60 seconds, and it's died down, and it's like dramatic thing. He's going to the transporter room, and and the crew goes, and no tricks, Kirk. Like, no tricks. Like he just stays cool. He stays cool. Now think about this. When you engage in a conflict, do you stay cool? When someone's getting ready to start a fight with you, do you stay cool? Or do you lower yourself to their level? Like they get mad and then you get mad. Who's dangerous? Who's dangerous? The guy going like this? Yeah, or the guy just standing there, holding his frame, staying cool, not saying anything. When the guy's answering your question, do you think you're here until you or whatever, and you're just standing there. And because you've got the power. And you've got the power because you're practicing all the time. Like you're fucking training. That guy that's coming at you, he doesn't got nothing. He doesn't have a hand. He's nothing. That's all hot air. That's all whatever. The people like that, they're weak-minded fools. They're the Gamorrean guards. Not to belittle any security guards or anything like that. I'm not. I have a friend that that he knows how to fight too. He's a security guard. Like not belittling. I'm not saying they're all like that's who you fuck with. But my point is that when somebody picks on you, security guards or doormen, they're not there to pick on you. That's not their job. Their job is to prevent altercations from happening or fights and stuff. And I don't know, there's to protect the club or whatever their venue is. My job is to protect me. They're not there to protect me. You might think people are there to protect you. You know how many fights there are in bars by the time the police get there and everything? And I'm sorry. You gotta take care of yourself first. Okay? I'm very, very sorry. In this 21st century, it's the way it works now. It's the way I'm educated and learned. I gotta defend myself. Okay? You're gonna press a lawsuit afterwards. You know what? Good. It's better to stand up for yourself than to hope somebody else is going to do it for you. I know the police are there. They're supposed to do things like that. But you know what? You can't depend on them. You can't. I have a tremendous amount of respect for law enforcement and everything. But they got to, but that's not them. You're the one that it's like, the people are coming after you, and they're going to do it. By the time anybody gets there, it's going to be too late for the most part. So, like, if you have that good frame and you have that defense, all that shit practicing, it could come in handy. It could come in handy. It's really, but it comes in for confidence. It comes in handy, and confidence is a big deal. If it's fake and phony, it won't last. just like those guys. The last that's not that you know what saw what happens when someone calls the bluff, they get killed. I mean, they get, you know, if somebody comes at you like this, think about this. You have, you know, you're calm, cool, and collected, and you have that ability, you know, the defensive kind of thing. And the guy comes out, you know what, little man, or tries maybe a push or gets too close, and thinking, or not, they don't even have to take a swing, but if they're close and or they grab you like this, think about this: bend, crack, behind, broken, down to the knee down, and the guy becomes the littlest bitch you could possibly imagine. From this tough guy that was like this, that was threatening and scaring you, in the span of 2 seconds, he is begging you not hurt him. Okay? And that's how you handle a situation if somebody's bullying you. You don't reason with them. You don't teach them. Society teaches us that. I said if he grabs you, okay, your shirt or something. I mean, I could go one step. You know, see, people. The problem is this situation. Say, well, he didn't touch me. Isn't a threat enough? I think it was Bobby Fischer said, you know, something about the threat. The threat of you doing something is enough. Well, you know, fighting is not chess. I understand what. Okay, but if somebody is coming at you hostily, it's like it would be like if somebody's coming at you hostily and they're coming at you like this, right? Where do you think that fist is going? In the air, going out. It's coming toward you. Okay, it's coming right there. It's coming to that guy right there. Me, if I'm standing there, he's coming like this. And what are you gonna say? Are you gonna be like, well, maybe he's just he might not throw it. He might throw it. You know what happens when you gamble enough? You lose. If you roll the dice enough, you're gonna 7 out. Take, I don't know how many situations. You can take as many situations as you want. You get into those conflicts, and those guys get up at you like that, something's gonna happen. It's inevitable. You have to be armed that way. Not with a gun, not that kind of armed. Armed here and armed here. That's why Kirk was captain. That's why he's a lead. I know it's a movie. I know it's nonsense, but there's truth in all of these movies. Remember in Star Trek 6 when Christopher Plummer, the command Chang, when they flew in, you know, they're trying to negotiate peace, but he's part of the crime syndicate or whatever. The part of the problem, you know, the whole idea was to, you know, make a truce between the Klingon Empire and the Federation, an end to almost 50 years of war. That was the whole idea of the peace. But not everybody wants peace. There's bad people out there. There's a bad member, the bad people. Admiral Cartwright, guy, the other guy, Brock Peters, good actor, great actor. Rest in peace, is good. That other guy that looks like that other actor that, you know, they were all on the take. And they were like Federation and Klingon high members conspiring together. Like not everybody wanted peace. They knew that. Remember when McCoy and Kirk, they're on the planet. They're on the let's say the Russian planet. They're on this is the Gulag Repente. There is no guard tower. There is no escape. You know, it's really good. That guy, he gets on he gets on like the pedestal, you know, he stands up on, I'm not gonna stand up on there, but you know, he gets on the milk crate, that guy, he's like a Russian. It's really funny, he's like Ukrainian or something. It's like I have a Ukrainian friend. You got to laugh out of that. It's like a Klingon. It is fucked up. You're like making fun of a people, but it's all it's in good kind of fun, like the whole, and that's what Star Trek's supposed to be. It's supposed to be, but I would understand when people would get offended by it. But I do like that, so they go to the Rua Pente, but the whole thing was that it wasn't the Chancellor Gorkon, that was he wanted peace. He was part of the, and it wasn't his daughter either. You thought no, it's his daughter is part of this conspiracy that they're, and it's not as it's a real thing. It was basically, you had certain people that were very powerful in Starfleet, and you had certain powerful people that were in on that. And we all know what happened. It was Chang, like he was a big part of that whole thing. Christopher Plummer, the Commander Chang or whatever. And remember, like, the Enterprise fires on the ship of diplomacy or whatever, like and he goes, he's like fucked up. He's kind of a plane. He goes, "Have you no decency in you, Kirk? We come here in peace, and you blatantly defy that peace. And for that, I will blow you out of the stars." He said something like that. I forget that was something along that line. He really did a great actor. He passed away recently, Christopher Plummer. I love the, he just said we haven't fired, and Spock goes, according to our databanks, Cap, we have twice, and it was like, we got to figure out what's going on here. Like what's going on? We got to find there's a mistake. How the hell can the ship fire on this on the Klingon ship when we're on a mission of peace? And even Kirk, think about this. The Klingons killed his son. The in Star Trek 3. So he hates them. But meanwhile, he goes, I will not have the war break out on the evening of diplomatic peace. Like he put his the career, the Starfleet, like the put that first over his own personal beliefs. How many people would do that? Like after they killed your son, that these people. He goes, remember, he goes in Star Trek, he goes, they're animals. He goes, Jim, they're dying. Like he's trying to rationalize with them, and Kirk goes, let them die. Like he was, and Spock is like shocked. Like saying, didn't ever occur to you that we served our duty for king and country. He's just trying to say, look, it's not my problem anymore. Like I remember at that meeting in the beginning, the whole thing. He goes, and basically he was ready to retire. He already did his thing, and then he said, we're sending you. You will escort Captain Kirk. You will escort the Klingon vessel, to the rendezvous point. And me, and he goes, yes, they recruit you make a good, you're good for this. And he's like, why me? Like it's like they choose him to do like the thing, and of course, but that's just the way it is. Who's ever decided, they felt like he was the right guy for it, and of course he always was and always is. So the whole thing is that we find out who's the betrayer. It's Lieutenant Valeris. From the good. It's her fault. Vulcan. She betrayed. And she basically she didn't have no reason to lie. I guess the Vulcan's incapable of lying. She goes, yeah, and he goes, who else? Like it's all the people who stand to lose from peace. Like they see. And she even starts out as, but you said it yourself, Kirk. Let them die. Like she's trying to rationalize with that, but it doesn't work. Like it's not. They're not all. It's not all their fault that it was those Klingons that killed his son. They were instructed by a Klingon commander, not by the Klingon leader. Like there was the whole thing. So it's like I hate them all kind of thing. It's a racist. But I mean. His son was like really important to him. So like, kill your son. I mean, that's like, how can you not hate every, it makes it makes sense. He kind of justifies his anger, not anger, but, the reasoning for things. But, at the end, we know what happens, the climactic thing where they have a Klingon, they figure out, they pry the information out of Valeris. They go, how many ships of this? They got one. It's a one just a prototype. She goes, that's a one Klingon bird of prey that could fire as cloaked. So now you're dealing with, I mean, it's like, oh fuck. I mean, this is like a how you're gonna beat this ship. How? It's a you can't. You're not gonna be able to see it, and it can fire on your you got good luck. So you find out like who's a you figures it's Chang, like he's the commander. That's like he's part of they're not part of the problem, but he's the captain of the damn ship. So what happens? And again, they go to the rendezvous point, and like he said, we gotta stop that. We gotta stop that ship because they're gonna try to assassinate the woman, the daughter of the Chancellor Gorkin, who took over the high command, which is like they're trying to make peace, but those people are trying to stop the peace, by their malicious intents. So what happens is the Enterprise is there, and the thing comes on the intercom, the voice. I can see you, Kirk, but can you see me? And he goes, his old friend, he's like, and Kirk's just like trying to figure out, he's not wasting time, like you're trying to engage him in conversation because he's trying to figure out, okay, well, we need to find out, we gotta see where this ship is, like we can't, because he can't, he's not gonna, we gotta figure out how can we, if we do anything, we can't, and then, the fires, and he uses like terminology. Remember the Chang goes, prick us, do we not bleed? It's just, I've had it. He's happy. He's like, it's the dogs of war. He's using, terms. I forget exactly what he said, but it's like really cool. Like I like this, I'm as confident as the Northern Star. I give real money if he'd shut up.